Hi guys, this is Mrs. Gassler, and in this video we're going to review how to find the net force on an object. Remember that the net force is the total force on one object. Whenever the forces are on different objects, we wouldn't combine them because they're on different objects. Just like we draw a force diagram for one object at a time, we find the total force for one object at a time. So let's talk about how you would find the net force. I've got my piano here with some forces on it. These forces are in the same direction, and if this were two people pushing the piano, both of those forces would be on it at the same time, and so as we do that, we would add those forces together. So if they're in the same direction, then we're going to add those forces, okay? If they are in opposite directions, maybe two people are arguing over where this piano belongs, and so they're pushing in opposite directions. Those forces are opposing each other, so they're gonna take away. So we're gonna subtract if they're in the opposite direction. Now, one thing that we also have to do is we have to specify the direction of the net force, and when it's in the when they're in the same direction, then the direction is going to be the same as that direction also. But if they're in opposite directions, the bigger one wins. The bigger force wins the direction, okay? So in our picture here, this force on the right is a bigger force and it's pointing to the left, so our net force would be to the left, okay? If it's 0 newtons, if they add up to be 0 newtons, it has no direction, okay? So you would just leave the direction blank or say no direction, okay? Or none, something like that would be okay too. So what do you do if there's more than two forces to add? Well, these guys, hopefully you see, are just like this situation here. So you'll do two steps here where you'll add the ones on the same side in same direction, and then you'll subtract the ones that are in opposite directions. Subtract opposite, okay? So you're kind of getting these two forces together, which might be like that, and then you've got this one here. So I can see that I've got, this one's bigger, so my direction's going to end up being to the right, okay? So finding the net force is something that's pretty easy. You won't ever have to worry about forces that aren't in the same or opposite directions. The ones that look like this, we won't be adding those together because that requires a little bit more math skills than you might have, okay? So if you have any questions, make sure you finish the practice finding all the net forces on different objects, and let your teacher know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.